Hello everyone and welcome to our I Pick My Butt video with Supercell announcing 3 new games this year. You may have found that the first one to come to your country is Clash Quest. At first, this game may look simple, but as you get into it, you do realize there is some strategy behind it. And what can be more annoying than wasting troops or even getting to the last enemy defense to find out you have nobody to attack with? Well, we're going to go through it here and give you some tips and kind of walk you through a beginner guide on how to get better and maximize your gameplay. The first thing I want to hit you with is the game starts you off with 150 gems, and hang on to these if you plan on staying free to play. When you hit 10 stars, you'll actually unlock the shop, which is the one down the lower left hand corner, and where you won't see the items in there yet, eventually each one of your squad members will get items that'll give them special buffs inside the game, and these gems are a great way to purchase those. Gold is the backbone of this game, and this is a great way to upgrade your squad and also upgrade your equipment too. Getting the free chest is a quick, easy way to get some gold, but there is other ways too. Advancing in the game and grabbing chests from beating stages is a solid way to do it, but then you also have things like the gold cart right here. There is a barrel version. There is compasses that allow you to play the dungeon, and then at 70 stars you will get the league, and this is something you want to get into every day. Golden gems, we got those down. Let's talk about the gameplay. One of the most annoying things I find in this game is the walls, and using an AoE troop like the wizard is a great way to burn them while still doing damage to the defenses. There are other options like the archer, for example. Equip her with the fireball and she has a chance of burning neighboring tiles. In a worst case scenario, use your fireball to hit targets and burn the wall on the same time, and this will make it so you can really maximize those combos and hit the enemy that really needs to be targeted. Speaking of combos, how do they work? If you just go and fire off with one wizard, for example, it's going to do its base damage. But for each additional one that you have, it's going to increase that single wizard's damage by 20%. And this goes all the way up to 200% or 11 of the same troop. Past there, they're still going to get the bonuses, but 200% is the cap. And just to clarify, 200% sounds like times 2, but it's actually plus 200%. So instead of doing 2 times damage, you'll be doing 3 times damage with each troop. So I'm a little bit of a nerd when I play these games, and one of the things I like to do is go into my squad and actually see what each individual troop does for damage. When I go into the game, I tap on whichever defense I see and calculate what's the amount of health it has and how many of my troops it would take to take it down on its own. Another great thing to do is hold down on the defense. That'll let you know what they're going to attack and how many troops are actually going to get hit or killed by their damage. Another way to improve your strategy is to swipe down and see what the other stages have to offer for defenses. We can only imagine that the first stage is going to have the weakest defenses and the final one will have the hardest. And really familiarize yourself with what each defense is for a level. You can see slight differences in the actual level and what their appearance is. Take for example the mortar on the final one. They both look very similar, but you can see that little bit of a rim down on the bottom of the mortar for the first one. That one's a level 3. And this is where I really like to save the rockets. We could waste these rockets on the very first one. Sometimes, yes, you do have to waste them on the Infernals, but if you can save all that heavy damage for one of those level 3 mortars, it'll save you a whole bunch of troops. Just like saving the rockets, know which troop to save towards the end and what each troop does. For example, we have 2 gold storages on stage 1, 2 gold storages on stage 2, but we have 5 gold storages on stage 3. And for a troop like the Goblin that does double damage to gold storages, well, if I can, I'm going to save them all the way to the end. Sometimes it seems like you just won't be able to advance any further, and this is a great time to go back and play stages that you haven't completed 100%. When you complete all the stages on an island, you'll unlock the chest that's up next to it. This is a great way to get a new troop, get gold, elixir, or even get an item. Also, keep in mind that when you're farming some of these earlier stages, you might get the chance of getting a crate, which is going to be packed with a bunch of great stuff. If you're still struggling on those early stages, try switching up the items on your troops. I wish I would have had a guide when I first started out, because I just figured the more items I had, the more powerful my troop would be. Unfortunately though, we can only equip one of those on each one of our troops. So what a noob I am. But hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you have any good tips that you'd like to add to this guide, throw them down there in the comments for others to see. Other than that guys, I appreciate you watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and remember, I pick my butt.